Hello, 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 and welcome to this Bass 6 shootout. That's the idea. I'll talk about the various guitars as we go, and I'll intercut it with performance bits so you can hear what they sound like. Bass 6 is a peculiar instrument as it occupies the same string setup as a regular electric or acoustic guitar, but it is an octave lower, occupying the standard bass area tonality. Whereas normally basses have 4 strings, so you get 2 extra strings, and it's all very much like a guitar. This is really good if you're a guitarist who doesn't play bass. This allows you to pick one up and feel at home with it as you so wish. Very big guitar in the 60s, appeared on many records, various bands, Beatles, Beach Boys, whatever. Bass 6 was the predominant instrument on some of their records. Very popular guitar back in those days. So there we go. That's what the Bass 6 is. They call it a hybrid. I don't think it is. This was the bass. This was the bass before the bass became established, if you know what I mean. Because a lot of people put this one down. So anyway, the first one up, what I'm going to talk about is this is a Squier vintage modified bass in black from 2014, and yeah, it's what you'd expect to see, though this one has been heavily modified by myself as a 30-inch scale length, a lind body, I didn't know that, a screwed maple neck with modern C profile, Indian laurel fretboard. Now that's where they're wrong. They're supposed to be rosewood, so the spec on this is interesting. I'm getting two lots of specs here, because again, on this it contradicts itself. It says basswood. Interesting. I thought it was a rosewood neck originally. Again, back in the day when these were first out, it was a rosewood neck, because this is one of the last again, there was a period, again I'm going off on a tangent, there was a period where rosewood was being used, then the CITES laws were being enforced, and so they couldn't use rosewood, and rosewood only used on higher spec guitars with Fender and Squier, and this was rosewood. I don't know why they're saying it's Indian laurel. It's not. Indian laurel's on the classic vibe. People who wrote this entry has made a mistake. That's what you get when you can't find the information, because Fender, this is what I don't like about Fender, is they take all the information off their website. So yeah. But yeah, it's a short scale bass, and it's very, very good. It's got Jaguar style pickups there, and a Jaguar switching system. So again, these switches, when in the up position, mean that those three pickups are active. When they're down, they're off, and you have this one here is a strangle switch. You also have a tone and a volume and a tremolo arm, but you don't have a switch. It's lacking the switch here that blocks off the tremolo from moving in the upright position. It's what you get on the Fender ones. A skunk stripe on the back, truss rod at the top end of the guitar, and there we have it. Now again, I've pimped out the bridge. I've put a Mustang bridge on this and fiddled around with that, because the original, when I first originally got this, it was terrible to intonate. It was badly set up from the shop, from out of Fender, and that was a problem with all those guitars. So I've spent many hours tweaking and poking and prodding to get this guitar into very playable position, and that's probably why I like it. Now, unfortunately, I've sold it. It's gone now, because I always promised that I'd get myself a Fender Bass 6 to compensate for my inadequacies, and I'm probably going to regret it, but c'est la vie. This one had to go. I couldn't have three Bass 6s. But yeah, I tweaked this one an awful lot to get it into a playable position. And yeah, you've heard it. I bought this for £200 in a sale. It was shop soiled, or whatever they want to call it, used, demo, I don't know. And so I got this incredibly cheap, and that's why I like it, because it's cheap. And I don't know how much it was originally. I think it's probably about 400 quid. So yeah, this was the only way you could get a Bass 6 back in the day, and it's only been recently that Fender have reissued the Bass 6. Now, for the money, this is very good value. This does all the right things. Now, I'm not sure, again, when you hear the audio demos, whether or not this has the same sound as those 60s Bass 6s. It's very much the pickup area where this falls down. Also, the setup area, when you first get it, needed a lot of work. But yeah, while this is great, there's just that little bit of, I don't know, a little bit of bass end, a little bit of throatiness that's lost with the pickups. It's only slight. It's only something that, you listen for. Other than that, this was remarkable value for money, and I pimped it up to make it look nice. Because I didn't like it was white, white pickup covers and white guard. So, I've done a lot of work on it. So I think, yeah, it's very good value for money. But then you've got to factor in how authentic do you want it to be. Now, I think it was around the same time, Fender brought out another version of the Bass 6. And this is what we're going to talk about next. this is the Pawn Shop Bass 6 from 2012. So this is 2 years older than the last one. It's in a lovely, I guess you'd call it, is this maybe a candy apple red? Yeah, I think this is candy apple red. That's very, 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 very nice, and it has a matching headstock. But this isn't standard because it has a very unique single coil humbucker configuration there. And you're lacking the controls. Instead, you've got a 5-way switch. See? So that makes it very, very interesting. You don't usually get that. So yeah, it's got 21 frets, C-shaped neck, and this very weird HSS pickup configuration. It does have though the lock-in switch there, so you can't use a tremolo in the upright position. It kind of locks it down. It has a kind of I think it's like it's a Mustang bridge, so it's pretty stable there. Tone and volume, rosewood fretboard, maple neck. And it's a really nice instrument. And this is the second one I've had of these. I had a Sunburst version which I sold many years ago, and you can see videos of that on this channel. Because I sold that and then I got the Squier. It's, you know what it's like. And I kind of regretted selling it, so it was nice to get this one back by Alan Harwood. Again, back in 2012, there was no other bass sixes around. This is the only one you could get. I think it may have been a Japanese one on the Japanese market, but this is the only one you could get. What you get with this is a very different tonal palette thanks to the humbucker, which looks like a Jazzmaster pickup, but it's not. It's supposedly a humbucker. And you got the 5-way switch, which gives you, all the controls. but it's a shame they don't have the switching system and the strangle cut. You're missing the strangle cut on this one. So it's a bit of an oddity. It's a bit of an unusual one. It's not authentic if you're looking for like the authentic 60s bass 6 sound. But as you'll hear in the demos, it sounds a little bit more upgraded than the Squier one. Again, it's all about the pickups with this. You get a little bit more, like I say, throatiness, a little bit more punch with those pickups. And yeah, I mean, it's a weird one, you know, but it looks lovely. I mean, the finish is really nice, and yeah, it's a nice instrument. It's a nice instrument, unusual. If you want, like I say, a unique bass 6, but got a nice little bit of flame on the neck as well. I don't know if it picks it up on the camera, but there you go. And finally, we have this one. This is the newest one. This is the Fender Vintera 2 bass 6, and this is supposed to be like the authentic experience. This is out now. This is a 2023 model. Lake Placid blue, maple neck with rosewood board. I call it slab rosewood, which is a nice alder body. And again, 21 frets, 7¼ radius, and it has the authentic pickups, which is what you want. How does it describe them? Vintage style bass 6 single coils. Again, these pickups are supposed to be the authentic, 60s for this authentic 60s experience. Again, you have the switching system with the strangle cut, tone and volume, the tremolo system. Again, this one locks again, so it doesn't go into the upright. I mean, if it's not switched, if it's that way, I'll demonstrate. If it's that way, you can go both ways, and if it's down, you can only go downwards. It's a funny little thing. But yeah, this is supposed to be the authentic experience. Now, this is expensive. This is more expensive than the other two. Almost double the price of the last Fender, I believe. And crikey, 3 times as much as the Squier. So this is what we're talking about. Is it worth it? Is it 3 times as good? I don't know. Again, it all depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for your authentic 60s basic sound, this delivers it. And again, at the upper register, that's where you tend to hear it. That's where the pickups are more reactive. You can hear those sounds from those records in the upper register. Though it has a nice earthy bottom end as well. But I don't know, the shape of the neck, the fretboard, I find this one a little bit harder to play. But that's the point of it. It's meant to be a 60s instrument. You know, of the 3 guitars, this is the one that challenges me to play. The Squier's a lot easier to play because I dialed that one down and I think it's just got a much more playable neck. The Pawnshop one is the next one, and then there's this one which needs taming. Now I haven't adjusted this, I haven't gone at it yet, so maybe if I tweak it, it'll be a bit easier, you know, for me to play. But you know, if you want, I always promised myself I would have a Fender Bass 6, and I got one, like the authentic one, and this is the cheapest way of me doing it without going like vintage, and you know, I'm pleased with it, you know. But I wish I could keep them all. This is always the problem. You want to keep them all. So yeah, it's all about what you want. If you're on a budget, go Squier. And the classic vibe ones are very good too. If you're, you know, if you want the authentic sound, you go here. And if you want something weird and wonderful, try and punt the Pawnshop ones. Though they have become a bit collectible now, because you know they came and they went. So we have 3 versions, 3 different bass 6s in this shootout, and it's hard to say which. They're all good, and there isn't a best one because it all depends what you're looking for and your budget. though I do think this is too expensive, you know, for it being a made in Mexico Fender. You know, it feels good. You know, I mean, it feels top dollar, feels top quality. The only downside is the adjustment is at this end of the neck, which means you've got to kind of take the neck off to access it. So if you want to adjust the bar, you've got to go in through there. The truss rod is, I mean, I prefer up the other end. That's a no. But these are very expensive, and it seems to me that all the Fender prices are now going up. Inflation, I guess. So yeah, 10 years ago you could get really good quality guitars a lot cheaper. That's the lesson. I don't know what the lesson is. What is the lesson, Darren? I don't know. But it's a good guitar. It is a good guitar, but very expensive, and you've got to really want one. And I think again with this versus the classic vibe, you'd probably be better off trying the classic vibe out first. You know, buying one of those. You know, seeing it, how you get on, and if you really want the next step up, you buy one of these. But at the price, I mean, again, I won't name the price now because they might go up or down. You know, because you know what the internet's like. This was very expensive, I feel, for what it is. But that's the way things are going. Their Fender is putting everything up. So yeah, hopefully that's helped. Probably not. But you got to see three very interesting guitars. Squier's always a good bet for those of you on a budget. We had the Weird and Wonderful with the pawn shop, and this one, the current Bass 6 from Fender, the Vintera 2. And yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. There's only one more thing left to say, and by now you know what that is, and that is ta-ta.